Okay, my friends, I think you're going to find this extremely interesting. If you were 16 years old and I told you that you could do more advanced research than CERN, would that be interesting to you? Because that's the truth. CERN is looking for these little muons which do nothing, and he's looking for these extremely powerful electron showers which create showers of electrons. Well, I can show them to you, and I can tell you what, you will be able to do them yourselves at home. Okay, my friend Rodney Warren discovered this. He just did this at home, just using a regular little laser and a couple of nails, actually. And he shined that laser through the nails, and when it did, it forced this laser to accelerate, showing a particle. And you can see light is a particle. All right. It is also a wave. It's exactly what they say. Here's the wave. The particle's way back here. These are pulses. So there's a particle that drives each one of these waves. When that wave approaches the Venturi, the particle which is inside says, it goes right through. But guess what else? Not only does it go through, it separates the black from the white. Can you see the black and white ball there? That's what happens just before it smashes in to the Venturi. So literally this is what this particle looks like. And it just here, it goes ba-boom, and all of these pieces fall into bits. And here's what they look like when they fall into bits. So we have seen that light accelerates, light is a particle, and now we're going to see that we can separate it, just exactly what CERN is looking for. Only CERN can't do this. They don't know how to do this. And I'll show you that as a fact. All right, my point here is don't think just because their name is CERN or because it's NASA or because it's JPL or whoever they are. Every one of them is wrong. 100% of what they are saying is wrong. LHC, they want to do photons, just like photon collider, just like we do. Right now they're doing protons. Look, listen to what it says. And here's what it says, just like we did. It's crushed into here and it shot off one of those bosons. They said, wow, this is amazing, this is fabulous. Now, down here, it says here, they wanted to do this since 1978. They had a special meeting about colliding photons, and they still never figured out. It says these collisions very clean, which we just saw, they're clean as hell. They're colliding photons, that's your elementary particles, not composite ones like protons. You know how many particles they used? 100 billion. We used 2. So we obviously got a lot cleaner particles. They could see all these things, but they had no clue where they started from. They just thought, oh, look at these particles, look at these particles. Well, we know where they came from. They're pieces held together as light that separate when they are forced into this specific situation where they are colliding. We crushed the muons out of the electrons. We crushed them out. They don't have any impact value. We just push them away, and the impact value is sucked right through. So they are the ones that are behind us, and they are behind you. You will be the new leaders of the world. You also know that rocks can be bones, and they can be fossilized in the Mudfossil process, and where the cartilage is, and where the ligament investment is, and where the bone foramens are, and where the marrow accumulates, and the last little bit of bone is right there. That's called nucleophilic substitution. You guys are going to be so smart when you're done. I'm just thrilled, because I know you guys are going to love it. And then when you're done, you're going to go quack, quack, quack. We are better than you. You thought you could teach us, but you taught us nothing. And now we are going to teach you about the Great Flood, how everything died and is flat as a pancake. And Roger has things that are DNA certified, like this fingertip from giant humans, which you laughed at and destroyed him for showing. And he had CAT scanned and DNA certified. And now we are taking over education because you failed us. Now, I confront the Royal Institution of London every video they make, and they came up with this one saying, could the standard model be wrong? This was on December 6, 2019. This is December 7th, a day that will live in infamy, 2019, because I confronted them, and they never would respond because they realized there's nothing they can do. They have seen my particles, and they realize, they say, there's nothing we can account for. Watch, words from her mouth. All right, you see this? This is after I was posting about light being dark matter. I showed you, I think it was 2015, 2016, 2015, I think. Well, they finally, I showed so much evidence, every one of them, not only this one, but a bunch of other journals on December, right at the same time, they said, yes, we cannot account for this particle. And it was the particle that I just showed you. And listen to what they're going to say about this. This is the Royal Institution, 967,000 geeks. Listen.
But the reason why this is so interesting and thrilling is that, besides being unexpected, this could genuinely be the first sight of something new. Because if, when we've analysed more data, this difference between muons and electrons stays and lepton universality seems to be violated, well, what that means is that there's something wrong with the standard model. We found the crack, finally, in our understanding of particle physics. There's absolutely no way that we can explain this observation with our current understanding. In fact, the only way we think we can explain what's going on is if there are new particles in the universe associated with new physics processes beyond those that we understand, and that these new particles are interfering with the B mesons as they decay and suppressing the decay to muons compared to electrons. Now, if that turns out to be the case, that will truly be momentous. Forget the Higgs. This will be the first sign of physics beyond the standard model, and it's what we've built the LHC to find out.
All right, they won't respond, and I'm going to tell you right now, they're still lost. The nucleus of every particle is made of a batch of electrons, and they become stable at quantities of 1838 particles in a mass. That becomes a proton, a neutron, right in that area, 1837, 1838. Normally the offset, the 1837 would be the proton, 1838 would be the neutron, neutral. And then they control a certain number of electrons in the outer cloud. I showed you this, or I will show you this in good detail, and then we're going to learn what the reality is. But they have agreed. My stuff is what's real. Their stuff is what's... They're having a hard time dealing with being so wrong and spending so much time and so much money. They're just so embarrassed that they can't speak. I don't blame them. I'd be embarrassed too if a kid could do what they're doing, doing more than they're doing in their bedroom for $50. Now, I am the one that gets to be arrogant. I am the one that gets to be the fool, to speak up like an idiot, like, oh, look at him, what a jerk this guy is. That's good. I love it. Because they're talking. They used to say, any publicity is good publicity, something. Any press is good press. I don't know what they say. But let them come to me, because I could destroy any one of you. You call me arrogant, I call you arrogant. You call me a fool, I call you an idiot. Let's engage, my foolish friends. And my school is going to exceed all of your schools. Yale will look like a complete incompetent. Well, it does to me. I mean, it is incompetence down there, but we will expose that in great detail, unless they would like to come to us and show us their competence in any single field, any field. And we will show you our competence in our fields. How's that? Let's do it. Okay, they want to analyze some more data. Well, I can tell you what, we can figure this out in 15 minutes if there's more muons than there is electrons. When this comes through this venturi, the black balls are being pushed out of the way. Well, where did these black balls come from? Did they just come around here and join in? Well, maybe they did. What if we were to put a big barrier here of some impregnable material that would absorb, even like copper or something that had so many electrons it wouldn't let these flow through, right here, and all the dark matter would have to stay this side. Obviously this light is going to recombine with something here, or we're going to have a nuclear explosion. I don't know. But I can tell you what, when it came in here, just before it exploded, this right here could be literally millions of times more energetic than it was here. Literally. Now, could you harvest that? Could you put a plate in there, a receiver plate? Something to suck off that energy? I don't know how you would force it into lithium or something, or I don't know what. But these are raw electrons. These are raw electrons. Normally, there's two particles. The black is attached to the white. So now, what I'm saying is we could very easily tell if we put a blockade here and no black particles could get through either side, only the white particles got through, they're going to attach with something. So there has to be a bunch of this extra black stuff laying around over here. There has to be more black than there is white. There just has to be. In my mind. I could be wrong, but we could figure it out. Okay, my wonderful young friends, we are going to start our own school, and I put up a post yesterday, or a video yesterday, saying that I'm looking for leaders to form groups online to watch the videos that I will present, and then we will have an online discussion about questions and answers. Just, what does that mean? What is that? What's that? I don't believe this, or I don't think that. That's fine. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do it twice. So right after the first airing of the video, we'll have an immediate discussion of questions and so forth. And then I was thinking like 2 hours later, we would have another one that would say, I thought about it, and geez, this doesn't make sense. Here's what I was thinking. That type of thing. Because you can't make a 20-second decision like Scott Walters does about things. I tell you, I'm still very, very annoyed about that. 20 seconds it took him to destroy all of my research online. And he still should address it. See, all this stuff, this is all stuff we have. He was right at the beginning of my research, way, way down the bottom. Because it was destroyed after that. There it is, a head video 5 years ago. After that, it was all over. I kept asking him, please explain. Nope, forget about it. And then he put the same video up. Look, I kept going after him. And I'm going to keep going after him until he confronts his mistakes. Or at least addresses it. It's absolutely without question now that he was wrong, and this is the kind of thing you get from all your teachers and all the people that are in control. And this is what we're going to fight against. And we're not going to let down our guard, and we're not going to walk away, and we are going to help to save the planet. There's all kinds of issues going on here. This is one that right now, the Earth is completely alive and is in trouble. They know it now. They realize that we've got all kinds of problems with the Earth. And they just did a video yesterday I saw online that they're going into these blue holes trying to figure, well, what are these all about? They go right into the ocean, and they are the waste removal system into the ocean. We're going to watch all of these videos, and these were all literally, I had to shut this station down because of a bunch of different reasons, but a lot of it had to do with Scott Walter. It made me look like a fool. So I think he should step up. I think he should step up. And I think a History Channel should say, Scott, address this guy. You did this on our platform, on our History Channel. We want to be known as honorable people. And right now, I see no honor there whatsoever if nobody will speak. That's my opinion. What do you think? And this is the same thing with Yale and Harvard and Johns Hopkins and University of Texas and every single university I went to. And I went to, I didn't go to every one of those, but I took a lot of online courses. I watched all their videos. They have a lot of videos online about what they feel. And you go to the one about quantum mechanics for Yale, and the first thing the guy says, oh, this is exciting. Nobody knows about how quantum mechanics works. Virtually all you got to do is say what I say. He says, I have good news and bad news. Good news is that, or the bad news is that quantum mechanics, you're never going to understand. The good news is nobody understands it. So just don't say what I say and you get an A. Have a nice day. Basically, basically that's it. And that's it for everything, because nobody understands anything. You should see like 20 seconds Scott Walters took to destroy my research and to make the most blunderous mistake in history, because he destroyed mudfossils, he destroyed realities, destroyed truth, and he's putting it up again last week. That's a disgrace, Scott. You should step up and be a man about it, my friend. Anyway, I'm going to show you what atomic theory is quickly. So at this point, all I want to do is get you to understand we need some leaders. We need leaders to get up and run these social platforms. I don't know how you're going to handle them, but if it was me, I would like to be in one that would be in my town or right in my area, that it's, on Thursday or Saturday or Sunday or something, we're all going to meet in such and such a park, and we're going to walk around and look and see if we can find some stuff together. Mud fossils, that's fine. Then the other thing you can actually do these light experiments, and I'm not kidding you, the light experiments at home. Rodney Warren did this right in his own house, and he ended up dividing particles of light into the muons and neutrinos, which CERN would love to be able to do and cannot do. And you think I'm kidding you? Listen, watch. This is right here. Light may be a rainbow fluid of electrons. I did that 5 years ago, 282 hits. I did a ton of these. Light particles appear captured. Light exceeds its rated speed. Light appears to be photographed and is a vortex. Light particles vortex theory. That was when I had vortex. Now it's electron flood theory. Light is dark energy. Light is dark energy. Light is liquid and dark energy. Solar collection efficiency. We could pump from up here to here. It's thousands of times more energy, and we could get free energy right now, I believe, within a couple of weeks. You could do this at home. In 15 minutes you could set yourself up and see this happen. Okay, my wonderful friends, it's Roger once again, and this is the online Mudfossil University worldwide school where we will present videos explaining what our understanding is, or probably mine, pretty much, and then we'll discuss it. Now, what has the world shown us so far about the electrons and the atoms that make up the world? We have to start there. And the Bohr theory was that there was a gigantic plus chunk in the middle, which is called the nucleus of every atom, and then a bunch of little tiny, tiny, tiny particles around it, which were negative, and that was a big plus. Well, I'm here to tell you that's just totally wrong. It doesn't work whatsoever. This is what I feel is the real electron flood theory, which is only electrons exist. That's the only thing that exists in the entire universe. And piles of them make up different molecules and different atoms and different substances. It's as simple as that. So this is my nucleus, and that's their nucleus. Gigantic plus. Mine has a bunch of little pluses, which is these, attached to a bunch of little minuses, but the minuses always want to be out on the outside. They will always be on the outside. That's why everything that pushes together will be minus against another minus. So they will always try to repel each other. There are certain substances that they will let them mix together, and they're make them soluble, it's called. We're going to get into this. But before we get into all of this, and I mean we're going to get into it deep. Now, if you're 8 years old or 20 years old or 100 years old, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be that hard. I will make it simple. I am a simple-minded person. I'm as simple-minded as anybody. So if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Trust me. Now, and it's just understanding that the original things that like this guy Niels Bohr, he came up with this theory, and once they come up with a theory and it's accepted broadly, you cannot change that theory, or they will ruin your life, literally. And I'm not kidding you. You look up Immanuel Velikovsky. He was completely correct, and they destroyed him. Tesla, 100% correct, destroyed, died in a poverty in a hotel room. And right across the board. Now, they were trying to make a living in that realm, and they couldn't do it. So teachers can't do it either, because they're trying to make a living, and they'll be destroyed. So we're the ones that are going to do it. But now, here's what you're going to have to do. I need somebody right away get started to set up local groups to go out and, well, not necessarily go out, but have interactions on a social platform. I will present the videos. Then we will discuss them twice in the same day. So I present a video about this. And then at 10 o'clock in the morning, it'll go up. And then immediately we will have a discussion online. Then everyone will be able to go back and sit around and think about it. Say, well, I don't know. And then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll have another discussion. Something like that. I am trying to put that together. But I do need a local leader. I need leaders. I need leaders. Somebody that really wants to lead and get something done. Not just look, I could, you tell me what to read and then I'm smart. No, doesn't work that way. You have to be able to question. You have to be able to discuss. You have to be able to think and then readdress what you originally thought, because it's going to change. My thinking changes virtually every day on a number of things. I have a lot of things locked in now because I've thought about them 1,000 times. I didn't just lock them in 15 minutes or 10 seconds or 20 seconds like Scott Walters did on our fossilized human head and destroyed my research 6 years ago. 20 seconds. And then last week he put it up again, still showing that that head was unreal. And it's 100% real. No questions whatsoever. And if he wants to discuss it, and he should, this is what really annoys me, because I've been destroyed. Virtually that was the crushing blow. Anyway, we're going to get outside of all those people that think they're so smart they can make their statements, run away from them, and hide, because that's what they're doing right now. At Yale, they're hiding. At Harvard, they're hiding. At Johns Hopkins, they're hiding. I confronted all of them, and they hid, and they just ran away. Now, if that's not true, come to me. It is true, and even if the guy in Harvard said, well, everything you said makes sense, but if you read the books I read, you wouldn't be saying it. Yale, they just, as far as I'm concerned, they have no competence whatsoever down there. They won't examine. That's the problem. Maybe they're competent. Maybe they're brilliant. But if you just say, I won't examine anything I don't want to know about, then that does not lead to brilliance in my realm. And in a realm of a teacher, it leads to what's called fiduciary failure. It means they're not acting in the best interest of students. That's the key right now. So there's legal issues going on. There's all kinds of problems. But let's go on our own. I will help you. I will help you. But I am not going to be the leader. I'm not going to be the leader. I need you to be the leaders. You're in a new world. And you know the way these social platforms, I don't know anything about it. I know how to make a video out of a camera. Case closed. That's my world. But I understand molecules. I understand biology. I understand space. I understand all of that stuff very, very well. Chemistry, atomic physics, as good as anybody on this planet. I will make that statement, and any single academic or expert in any single field, I am willing to discuss anything that I am stating, because I am stating that nothing they're saying is correct. Not a single word. Not one single word. The planet is covered with biology. Space is loaded with biology. The vacuum of space is not a vacuum. It's 100% particles. Well, not 100%, but almost completely saturated with these kind of molecules. Just the tiniest little bits and pieces. You can't see them. But they interact with everything. We're scrubbing through them. We have so much to discuss. And I again, call me arrogant. Fine. Call me whatever you want to call me. Discuss it with me. Show me my errors. Show me my errors. Let's discuss what's right and what's wrong. I can show you what's wrong. And I can show you a lot that proves what I'm saying is right. I have DNA tests, I have CAT scans, I have specimens, I have anatomists, I have chemistry, I have everything to back myself up. And the things that they say in academia really are just, there's a big bang, a bunch of stuff blew up from nothing and everything just collected together, and then I got real smart, and then they had a lot of planets just collected. Yeah, I did all that stuff. Just, it's obvious. Well, it's not obvious to me. Not at all. So we are going to confront our world in a spiritual way as well. Because it is. Somebody, I don't care what you think about where you came from, but I'm telling you something. It wasn't from a big bang of dead dust. It was from nothing that it assembled into what we see now. It's absolutely, that's the most infantile, childlike mind could come up with that. However, I am going to tell you right now, the people that are teaching you are those infants, are those children, are those incompetents. They are not worthy of the moniker of teacher. They are not worthy of that whatsoever. They refuse to engage with anything that interacts with their reality, which they have been told what to say. And if they don't say what they were told to say, they're going to be destroyed. So we're going to just walk away from them. Walk away from them. However, if you have to interact, I suggest that you say, I would like to have your understanding of what this means, and then point them to one of my videos. And then you're going to find out the people you're dealing with are complete frauds and liars and incompetents. That's my statement. That's my opinion. That's my life. That's what's happened to me from what I've seen from these people. It's really a disgrace, and it's destroying the minds of it's destroying everyone's mind, because you can't even speak about it, even if you're not in that realm, because you will be laughed at and you will be considered not worthy of having any friends. So we have to do this in mass. You understand me? We have to do this right away. Otherwise, everybody's going to laugh at each other, and it's going to become a zoo. Now, if you really want to get invested in it, I need to have this done within the next couple of weeks, because after that, I'm off this case. Not completely, you know what I'm saying. This gets tiring. I've been 10 years of fighting, swimming really upstream. Very, very difficult without having you guys. You guys are going to be the ones to save me. All right, save me, my friends. Just take over. Just take the stuff and run with it and discuss it. It's thrilling. The things I will show you and have in my videos will thrill you. I have people I just had some guy send today, he says, I'm having a hard time sleeping after I see all the stuff you say. You better stop posting. I can't get any sleep. I mean, it's just thrilling and exciting, but it would certainly be nice to have somebody else excited with you and be able to talk back and forth and just discuss it. You don't have to go crazy about it, which I had to do. I had to get very aggressive to have anybody listen to me at all, and then that caused me to become a little bit nasty, and you don't want to do that. Please don't do that. Please don't react to anybody in a nasty way. I was forced to do it that way in order to get anybody to pay any attention at all. The other guy's crazy. That's all I got, and that was okay. That's what I did it for. I did it to shame and embarrass, and to make them react in a upset way. That was my total intention, and it sort of worked. But they ran away when they figured out there's nothing they could say. So now I'm just silenced by just being nobody's paying attention. So before they wanted to stop me, but they can't, and they can't stop any of this anymore. It's totally understood now that it's just fraudulent education. And, I see the education secretary, and I see all this new administration coming in. I've already emailed them. I said, you guys got to stop this stuff. You got to straighten it out. And I haven't heard anything from them. I won't hear anything from anybody. Never heard a word back from a single academic, other than when I called them and I actually had them on the phone, caught them off guard, and then it was nothing but I'm a creationist, I don't know what I'm doing, I should read the books that they read, and, these are all experts, and who am I, and yada, 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 and please don't ever call me again. Have a nice day. Well, we don't need to call you, my friends. You will be calling us. All right? I need leaders. Leaders. Step up. Step yourself up. All right? I need you. And you will learn, and you will be excited, and you will be well paid for your knowledge in the future. Because virtually everyone right now that's saying anything was misled. So they all have to be replaced.